Shalom, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth in righteousness and in sincerity. And third of all, I want to give salutations to the hopeful elect that's out on the highways and byways teaching and preaching this word in truth and in sincerity. The title of this lesson is going to be The Elect Will Glow in the Dark. Once again, the elect will glow in the dark. Now, the elect is the 144,000 chosen souls from the nation of Israel that were selected to be saved and delivered from this world, the kingdom of Esau. They were selected and chosen from the foundation of the world, from the beginning to be saved and delivered and ultimately transformed when Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai comes back, But this is Matthews 5 and 14, and I'm going to start it off here. And it reads, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid." Right. So the topic of this lesson, and it's not going to be long, but the topic of this lesson is just me going into how when Jacob's trouble pops off, the elect are going to shine. It's going to be a very dark time. It's going to be a very, very, very deep, thick darkness in Babylon the Great, which is America. But the elect are going to glow in that dark because they're going to have the light of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai within them, within their spirit. So they're still going to be shining and glowing in this darkness that's coming. So, I'm going to start it off with Matthews 5 again, 5 and 14, and it reads, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house." Right. So just like the men of the Lord are letting their light shine right now, teaching and preaching this word, and just doing the good works of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, using the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of our Lord, just like the men of the Lord are doing these things right now, they're going to do these things in Jacob's trouble and on a whole nother level. The spirits of the men of the Lord is going to be, the spirit of the men of the Lord is going to be extremely, extremely strong in the days of Jacob's trouble. Our power Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to give a spiritual boost, so that light is going to get brighter. The Lord is suppressing it right now, just so that, the all of the prophecies and everything that the Lord has written can be fulfilled how he wants them to be fulfilled, But the Lord, if he wanted, could have the members of the elect spirits on a whole nother level right now, using spiritual power and all kind of things. But it's a time and a season for everything. But, in verse 16, it reads, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven." Right. So when Jacob's trouble pops off, the men of the Lord, they're still going to be moving within the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of our power, So those works, like it says in verse 16, let your light so shine before men, They're, Lord willing, we be of that number, we're going to be allowing that light to shine, We're going to be shining that light in the darkness of Jacob's trouble. And that's how, the great multitude is going to come in as well, because they're going to see that light. In the midst of darkness, they're going to see that light. And they're not going to be afraid of it, because they're going to understand and they're going to believe in the spirit that is within that light, which is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, But I'm going to grab Second Esdras right quick. This is Second Esdras 16 and 70, and it reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Right, I'm going to grab insurrection right quick. This is the word insurrection. It means a violent uprising against an authority or government. Right. And we are a government, the government of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, We're governing the nation of Israel, We're watching over and guiding the nation of Israel, So we're a government. And these demons, these Edomites are going to rise up against us, and they're going to try to put us out. They're going to try to put us to death. It reads rebellion, revolt, an attempt to put an end to the authority of a person or body by rebelling. Right. So they're going to attempt to put an end to us, and they're going to be targeting the 144,000, the whole nation of Israel, of course, but they're going to be targeting the men that they actually, know are actually, serving the Lord, in truth, because they understand that it's a lot of false prophets out here, and they know that the false prophets are false prophets, and they know that the true men are true men. They can sense that spirit as well. And I'm talking about these governments, these elites, the shadow dwellers. That's what I'm talking about. They know. So they're going to rise up and try to put an end to the truth. They're going to try to put an end to the men that hold the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, by raising up and coming in like a flood, But it reads in verse 71, "They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Right. In verse 72, it reads, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right. So they're going to be, they're going to be showing no mercy. They going to be coming in, kicking your door in, shooting, they going to be, knocking stuff over, just destroying stuff. I'm sure y'all done seen videos of people getting swatted. And that's in this society right here, where it's still a little civilized. But in Jacob's trouble, where there's no care, there's no regard whatsoever, they're going to be coming in and doing whatever they want, And the men of the Lord, using the wisdom, we're not just about to be staying in these, stressful and dangerous situations, The Lord is going to have a lot of his men, choose to flee so that he can guide them to safety, But if that's not the case, you'll know in that time, whether the Lord, just put his spirit on you in that moment, to just rise up and, take them down, whoever then barged in your house, you might have a whole van of, SWAT come in your house, 18 men deep, and the Lord just have you, stand on your feet, and look at them, and you just start going to work, or the Lord might have you, when you see him pull up out the front window, you run out the back door, go jump your backyard fence and keep it pushing, How you grab a couple items, and keep it pushing. But, no matter what, the Lord is going to be guiding his men, and his men is going to be using his wisdom and his knowledge and understanding through these tough times, and that's going to cause his men to shine. It reads, in verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right. Because the men of the Lord are not going to fold. The men of the Lord are not going to crumble to the pressure that Esau Edom is about to bring. The men of the Lord are going to be strengthened by these things. They're going to rise up, Lord willing, we be at that number, But the men of the Lord, they're going to rise up and actually get stronger in these adversities, And the Lord is going to give us that spiritual power as well, And I'm going to grab, because it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen. Right. Because the Lord is going to lift up a standard. It reads in Isaiah 59, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall lift up a standard against him. Right. So our power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to lift up a standard against the enemy, And let me get that word standard right quick. It says a level of quality or attainment, an idea or thing used as a measure, norm, or model in quality, guideline, standard. Hold on. Let me grab it in here. Isaiah 59 and 19. Salakia. Okay. So this is it right here. In the Blue Letter Bible, this is the definition. It reads, to flee, escape, to take flight, depart, disappear, to fly on horseback, to drive at, to take flight, to drive hastily, to put to flight, to cause to disappear, hide. Right. So the Lord, he's going to lift up a standard, And it's going to be multiple different ways that standard is going to be lifted up. Whether it's the Lord giving his men, super strength, have them punching people and turning them into grape jelly, or strawberry jelly. I should say that. You have a police cruiser pull up on you, or a SWAT van. You go ahead and just yeet them across the neighborhood. Throw them into a building. The Lord is really gonna be giving his men this type of power. Throw that whole van into a house. And I'm just saying random stuff, but the Lord is gonna be having a whole lot of things going down, in Jacob's trouble, and his men are gonna be doing a lot. The men of the Lord are gonna get power. And that standard is going to be a form of that power, being given to the men of the Lord, whatever it may be. Brother might just get shot and start healing, or a brother might, be in a difficult situation, he cornered and he just, disappear and reappear somewhere where he's safe, It's going to be all kind of things happening. So the Lord is going to lift up a standard, meaning a escape. It means, a a way to flee, you know. It literally says to disappear, to cause to disappear, you know, or hide. So the Lord is going to be hiding his men, you know, from danger and destruction, you know. But he's also going to be allowing his men to actually, you know, put in that work, you know, and actually come against these Edomites and fuck them up, you know, put hands on them, hands and feet. But yeah, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Right. So when that insurrection comes upon the men of the Lord, there is a standard that's also going to come along with that. You know, the Lord is not just going to allow his men to be spoiled and destroyed, especially not the apple of his eye, you know. The elect is going to be, you know, preserved and taken care of in Jacob's trouble. And they're going to glow because of these things. You know, the spirit that's going to be within them, you know, it's going to cause them to stay calm in these stressful and, you know, crazy situations. And people that's bugging out in Jacob's trouble is going to see that. You know, they're going to feel that spirit and they're going to be attracted to it. Because it's just like being in darkness and you don't know what's around you and you're scared and you see a beautiful light. You want to go to that light so you can see, you know, and that's what's going to be happening. But not everybody is going to be able to approach that light without getting burnt, you know. But this is Exodus 10 and 22, and it reads, and Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Right, so when the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai brought darkness, the plague of darkness upon Egypt, Israel had light, you know. The Israelites still had light because the Lord was with them, you know. He was guiding them, you know. He lifted up a standard, you know, and he protected them, you know. And that's the same thing he's going to do in this time, you know. The men of the Lord, they're going to have that light, you know. This world is darkness. These people in this world, these Babylonians, they have the spirit of darkness, you know, because they don't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, nor do they know his ways, you know. Knowing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is knowing his ways, you know, knowing his truth, you know. But they don't know these things, neither do they care to know these things. Therefore, they have the spirit of darkness. And in the darkness, literal darkness, when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai cuts these lights off and just allows these, you know, left-handed spirits to go and run rampant, when the Lord allowed these things to happen, these wicked Israelites and these wicked heathens that are operating within the spirit of darkness, they're going to continue to operate within that spirit of darkness. But the men of the Lord, you know, the 144,000, they're going to have the spirit of light, you know, which they had before Jacob's trouble, you know, and they're going to continue to operate within that spirit of light, and they're going to continue to, you know, grow even through Jacob's trouble, you know. They're going to continue to grow and get stronger, and these Babylonians are going to see that, you know, they're going to see that light, because even though it got dark, they're going to be like, dang, these men still got light. These men still not tripping. They look like they getting fed too. What's going on with them? You know? Meanwhile, they pulling their hair out, you know, looking through, and they see the men of the Lord, you know, looking like they just, you know, just came out the out the penthouse, chilling, feeling good. We will be going through hell, but the Lord is gonna provide. He's gonna allow the men of the Lord to laugh, and to be, taken care of. But that was just an example of how the Lord still, protects and guides the Israelites even while he's judging these other nations. And in this judgment, which is the final judgment, is going to be a majority of Israel being judged right along with these heathens. But the Lord is going to guide and protect that pocket that he preserved for himself, which is that 144,000 along with the great multitude, But I'm going to just grab this right quick, because like I just said, the Lord is going to allow us to laugh, when we see in these things, because we have that light, Lord willing, we be at that number, we're going to be able to laugh, because we're going to know that we're being taken care of and that the Lord is with us. And we're going to be seeing everything that he wrote and everything that he, had us saying and warning these people about. He's going to allow us to see these things actually happening, and we're going to be like, we told you, now look at you, But it reads in Job 5:19, it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 shall there no evil touch thee. Right. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Right. So all of these troubles, that we've been going through and that we're going to continue to go through, we're going to be delivered from, And that 7th trouble, which is, the end, the nuclear destruction, there's no evil that's going to touch us, The men of the Lord are going to be saved, because 7, it means completion, And the destruction that's going to bring completion is the nuclear destruction, That's that trouble. But it reads in verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Right. So the Lord is going to redeem us, save us, deliver us from death, and from the power of the sword. So the sword won't have any power over us. It won't be able to hurt us, And the sword goes into guns, RPGs, whatever kind of anything that you could use to harm somebody is a sword, It don't have to be a medieval sword, It don't have to be that. But in verse 21, it reads, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the earth shall be at peace with thee. Right. So the Lord is going to be with us, man. The angels of the Lord encampeth round about those that fear him. Roughly paraphrasing, So the Lord, he's going to be with his men, protecting them, using, different animals to, aid and assist them. You might have a crow, bring you some berries or something, bring you some nuts, something to eat, The Lord is going to be working miracles, and we're going to be connected with the animals, You see, a bear or something in that day, and he go right past you, and you go see him run somebody else down, It might be somebody chasing you down, trying to, stab you to death or something, and then you see a jaguar or something. You see a leopard out of nowhere, lurking behind, come up and jump on him and, tear him to pieces, you know? Or maybe the Lord just might have you use that power, you know? That's just me kind of showing, it's so many things that the Lord is going to be doing. So many possibilities, it's endless because the power of the Lord is endless. And when you believe and trust in the Lord, your walk, it becomes like the possibilities within your walk becomes endless. Nothing is certain, especially not in Jacob's trouble, because there's going to be a lot of illusions and scary situations that look like it's only one outcome that's possible, and the Lord is going to show his power, But that was the point right there. The Lord, he's going to be with us, if we be at that number. But I'm going to grab Ecclesiasticus 17. All right. And I'm going to close it off on this. This is Ecclesiasticus 17 and 25, and it reads, "Return to the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health. And hate thou abomination vehemently." I think that's how you pronounce that word. Yeah, vehemently. Right, so the Lord, he wants us to depart from iniquities, sins, the things that we were doing in our old life before the truth. The Lord wants us to repent from these things genuinely and humbly, sincerely, and, serve him, to the best of our abilities, day by day, continuing to grow, continuing to learn from your mistakes, because we always gonna make them, and just, continuing to trust in his power, our power, Yahweh, being the Father, and the Son being Yahweh Shai, they're gonna continue to guide and protect us and cause us, if we are of that number, to shine in the days of trouble, because like it says right here in verse 26, turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health. Right. He will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and that's what we want, that's what we work for and put this effort in for daily, to be taken out of darkness and brought into the light of healing, into the light of health, and that's what the men of the Lord are going to have in Jacob's trouble. They're going to have the light of health, and the people of this world are going to have darkness, and that was the point, the men of the Lord, they go have that light of health, they go continue to be healed and protected and guided and nurtured, even through the harshest conditions, the Lord is going to be with them. But the people of this world is going to be in complete and utter darkness, blind and confused and terrified. And I hope you brothers and sisters was edified, because, that was the point of the lesson. And until next time, shalom.